We will today start off focusing on developments within the PDP. You do remember that not long ago, many parts of the country, they held their ward congresses, and so there were different commentary coming through thereafter, different people talking about the NWC. And today, you even see in the papers how they say what senators declared war the presidency, and so. But Eddy Olafeso joins us now. He was a former commissioner in Ondo State. He's a leader in the People's Democratic Party. Thank you for coming on this morning, sir.
Thank you very much. It's nice meeting you again.
Well, one wonders, when you look through all of these papers, not the best time to be in the PDP, is it? Because, I mean, there will be a lot of headache now for the presidency, even for the leadership of the party, one reckons.
You know, first of all, it takes the party to be strong and capable to have the number of people competing within it at this moment to express interest in serving the country. And if the party is not popular and has no grassroots support, a lot of other parties will beg people to pick their ticket. But if people are competing to pick this ticket, it means in effect that the party is still, you know, right there on the ground. And I believe the best way that this is resolved is to ensure that we all follow to letters what the party guideline tells us. About 3 months ago, the National Working Committee rolled out the party guidelines, so every member of the party, both serving senators, you know, people that are interested in running for one office or the other, to take a look at, critique, and return to them. And from there on, when approved by the National Working Committee, it was sent to the states through the State Working Committee down to the local government. So everybody is aware of the rules, and you know, there is this 5-man electoral panel set up in each of the 36 states of the Federation. And immediately after that, there is this electoral appeal panel set up to take a look at, you know, whatever is happening at that level, and to be sure that there is resolution. I think because of the competitiveness within the party, you are bound to see people not particularly agreeing to certain things that happen during the congresses.
Yeah,
but I believe that there's opportunity to resolve it.
You know, on that particular matter, you just said because people are competitive, you know, you see that there's always disagreement. I was going to ask, why are congresses so contentious?
It is contentious because that's where the power lies. If you don't have the grassroots, you will not be able to win the election. And if those people that are going to, you know, vote for you during your primaries are not the people you think you can, you know, you can control, you become jittery. But the truth is that, you know, our leaders and those competing must learn one thing, that it is better for you to do a very, you know, a very strengthened campaign based on issues than to look for a way out by trying to get your own people into those that will vote for you. Believe me, where I come from is very easy. We take a look at it. We divide it on the basis of the number of quotas that will make a ward. The most important, you know, part of the structures of the party is the ward. And from the ward, you go to the local government. From the local government, you go to the state. And each of the wards will produce 3 delegates. And the 3 delegates will go, they will produce the national delegate, 1 per local government, and 774 across the country, where we are going to the national convention in Abuja. And that is exactly where the cross is. People want to take advantage at that moment so that they can have certainties. But I don't think it's right. And we are changing. PDP is beginning to, you know, continue to redefine itself on the basis of, no, that cannot be done. You can't buy these people. Go out there, line up, and do what is right.
Let's show you what our cameras captured, because at that time, different commentary coming through as we highlighted initially, but here now is what we saw.
President Goodluck Jonathan joining members of the People's Democratic Party for the Ward Congress. The president, who is from Ward 13, Otwabula 2 in Ogbia local government area of Bayelsa State, joined in the selection of delegates to represent his ward in the primaries. He also collected his new PDP membership card.
Come here.
President Jonathan urged them to elect leaders of proven quality who would serve the people diligently.
For those of you who have been elected as delegates, you will play a key role in electing our House Assembly members. You will elect our House of Representative members, because if you allow yourself to be induced and you get the wrong people elected to represent us at various levels, then the state, the country is doomed. So it's the sacred mandate. It's the sacred mandate that you've been given, because you are responsible for electing people.
In Kaduna, the crowd was also huge, but the Ward Congress also provided the opportunity for 600 All Progressives Congress members to join the ruling PDP. At the end of the exercise, 3 delegates were elected in each of the 255 wards in the state.
I will seize the opportunity to again call on all of us, both PDP and other parties, to have a peaceful and successful election. Inshallah, PDP will come as the winner.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
In Anambra State, the party was bogged down by intra-party differences, leading to the emergence of 3 factions. But only one, the Ejike Webego-led group, held any Congress. A central working committee headed by former Deputy Senate President Ibrahim Mantu from the party's national headquarters failed to reconcile the warring factions. With the delegate election at the ward level, the PDP appears set for its national convention, where all those elected will participate in the election of the party's leadership.
So there you go. That's just part of it, because
Yes.
there are many other states who are up in arms about what they think the NWC, even they say the presidency as well, not pulling its weight on this one.
You see, sometimes you have to just be a good competitor. You see, a lot of these things that happened here are not new to me. You know, having been in the party for all these long years, I've never cross-carpeted, I've been here. The truth remains that the party made available opportunities for all those competing for one position or the other. As soon as the 5-member electoral panel are finished, the electoral appeal panel is seated instantly in Ondo State, where I come from. As they were finishing, the appeal members were arriving. And they sat, and they'll be there to ensure that they monitor and manage this. Look, it's the issue of trust amongst ourselves, and the fact that nobody wants to lose, you know, is part of the challenge that you're seeing out there. And I think it could be worked on. If we put Nigerians first and Nigerians always as those running for office, and we try to do it together, it might actually help us. And I think the team should be that. Nigerians first, Nigerians always. And if we continue to learn to work together, because most of those things you have shown me are those that can be reconcilable.
You know,
and I'm not seeing cutlasses being branded, no guns.
Well, you know,
Thankfully.
we hope it doesn't get there, but we've always seen this
Yes.
in almost every election year. And the question is, how come we've not been able to get ourselves out of this?
It's in us. It's in us as Nigerians. Maybe it's genetic, as African. And the truth remains, having lived in America, I understand the fact that when you're going to an election, it's 50-50. You can win or you can lose. We must learn to begin to educate ourselves about those things. That is not all the time that you win, and that sometimes you lose. This guy seated here is a professional. I ran for House of Rep. They said I'm too foreign. I was dropped. I ran for Senate. My former boss, you know, said he was interested. I do not have the capacity, and I have to quickly withdraw. And I still work for the party. Our people over time will learn this. And the truth is that the party is serious about ensuring that sanctions are given to those erring people that are not trying to toe the line. And that's the reason why the appeal panel is critical. There are 3 members. And most times you look at the quality of people that are in the appeal panel, it's they're quality men of integrity that will take a look at these things and resolve them. Is where you have songs and people saying, no, it's just because they suspect an undue advantage somewhere. And it could be reconciled. it could be reconciled.
Let's talk about that. You've talked
Yes.
about, you know, people generally not liking to lose or just being bad losers. That's why you always see problems. But
Yes.
what about the role of the umpire? If someone suspects that somebody else has been given undue advantage, you know, how then do you begin to ensure that the umpire is actually quite transparent and that everybody has a level playing field?
But in this environment, no matter what the umpire does, even his body language, I've been involved in this, and few people that are very close to me will know for sure that there's no way you can bend me when it comes to these rules. Yeah, and beginning from being bad losers and always suspecting the other person must have done one thing or the other. These things are done clearly. If the rules are not followed, please, you know, talk to the appeal panels, present your case. It was published over 3 months ago. That's the guideline. So that if it's not followed, then you can take up your case. And people listen, and I've seen it so many instances in the past where certain things were not done properly and not following the rules, and if somebody you know, lodges a complaint, and it's looked at, and he gets you know, the nod that this is not right, let's do it again. And that's the reason why the PDP thought it through and put all these things in place. And like I admonished all of us, we must think about Nigeria first. We must think about Nigerians always. We must learn to work together. Even as a party, you have these challenges. And it's not only in PDP. It runs through. You know, I could have been very worried if it's only in my party that you have these kind of things. You know, wait and see other congresses. And you have seen some in the past with all the challenge that came with it. With all the challenges that came with it. So I think it's in us, and it's about time for the sake of future generation that we begin to learn to be a better leader, statesmen rather than politicians, and do the right things, at least for the betterment of society.